Uso turns on Sami Zayn and chooses the Bloodline over him. So, going back again to the end of Monday Night Raw, when Jey Uso came out and basically saw the match, the main event match between Sami Zayn and his brother Jimmy Uso. And after that, when Jimmy got beat by Sammy, Jay looked on and literally saw his brother get beat. And after that, right when he was like looking at his brother, his own flesh and blood, the one that he's been out the womb with since day one, turned on his brother Jimmy and the entire bloodline at that very moment. And then when he parted with Sammy, I was like, yes! And I was like, yeah! In your face, Jimmy! Yeah! And I was like, but in my mind, I'm like, this also has to be a work. I was happy, but at the same time, I was like, I feel like this is a setup, though. And I was corrected. It was a setup. Because right when we see like literally Jay putting up the ones with Sami Zayn, partner with Sami Zayn, and we thought that we're about to see Sami Zayn and the Jay friendship going on. WWE Triple H pulled the trigger. Jay stepped back and kicked Sami Zayn to the face. And you see Jimmy's greedy, dirty smile coming out and saying, Jay said, you really think I was going to pick you over my blood? You really think that? Huh? You really think that? And I was like, damn, I knew this was going to happen. And everything that was happening with Jey Uso, even though what's happening right now, even though a little part of me wanted him to go with Sami Zayn, I knew that also, even though he, everything that happened with him and Sami Zayn and everything like that, he's not going to leave his family behind. And that's exactly what happened. He chose the bloodline. He chose Roman. Well, sorry, not Roman. He still hates the hell out of Roman. But he chooses his brother Jay over Sami Zayn. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I knew this was kind of coming. I really knew this was kind of coming. And after that, like, it just, I don't know. With Sammy's like the whole entire like Monday Night Raw, this past Monday Night Raw was just insanely crazy. It was insanely crazy because in my mind, I wanted Sami Zayn and Jey Uso to basically start whooping the Bloodline's ass from inside, starting with his brother, you know, Jay. I mean, not Jay. Starting with his brother Jimmy, then Solo, getting them to turn on Roman, so the whole entire rest of the Bloodline can turn on Roman. But at the same time, I think the reason, besides why he couldn't, turn on the entire Bloodline, obviously, besides his brother Jimmy, was because of Roman, because of the manipulation, him basically saying, if you leave the bloodline, you'll lose everything. I will blame you for everything that um that Sammy did, all this type of shit. And I feel like he was thinking about, I mean, I won't think about he's losing his brother, but more like Roman will is gonna just very much lose all respect for Jay because, like, if you remember, last week on Friday Night SmackDown, it's like Jay has 1 week, and if he doesn't show up, I'm not gonna blame it on Sami Zayn. I'm gonna blame it on Jimmy Uso. So basically, Roman is gonna use more of Jimmy and Jay just to get what the hell he wants. That's all he's trying to do. Because it's like the whole Bloodline storyline is making the entire 360 loop. Because obviously Roman doesn't care about, like, he says he cares about family, but to manipulate your flesh and blood since day one, since y'all was kids, is mind boggling to me, and it's crazy, and it's very manipulative, and it's terrible, honestly. And for to Jay to be like, yo, if you basically do this again, I'm gonna whoop your ass, and you're basically out the bloodline, you and your brother, and it's just gonna look terrible. And and honestly, the entire build up to this tag team championship match, this undisputed WWE tag team championship match, is it makes it more golden than ever. And him obviously picking his brother over Sammy, that's no case. Like, you're gonna pick blood over friends sometimes any day. Like, some people pick blood over friends. Some people pick friends over blood. It just depends on what the situation, how bad the situation is. But in this case, you can't really split up the tag team, the undisputed tag team champions, because that's gonna look bad on WWE's part if you split them up and them still as tag team champions. So the only way for Sami Zayn to beat the Usos is for him to get betrayed by Jey. It only makes sense for him to get betrayed by a friend of his. Because in real life, we all know behind the cameras, obviously they're friends, obviously. But camera wise, when the camera's on and all that stuff, he had to, you know, had to kick Sammy to the curb. Only the right thing to do. It only makes sense to kick Sammy to the curb because one, you like for a very drawn out story like this, Jey had to betray Sammy. He had to. He had no other choice. Besides the manipulation, how Roman Reigns is controlling Jimmy and Jey and Solo, he had to do that. Had to. And obviously, everybody was shocked. Shit, I was even shocked when Jey turned on Sammy. But like I said, no other choice. He had no other choice but to do that. And obviously, Solo came out, and next right when Solo came out, I don't even know if Solo came out. I don't even remember if Solo came out or not. But I know it was not Kevin Owens that came out because I thought Kevin Owens was gonna come out, but no, it was Cody Rhodes again. That came out, which didn't make sense to me at all. Like I said, with the whole thing with him coming out congratulating John Cena and everything like that, and being like, yeah, like John Cena, everybody, and then at the end of Raw, when Cody Rhodes ran and came out to save Sami Zayn and saying like, bruh, like come at me, like I'm gonna whoop your ass right here, right now, which didn't make sense to me. And this part right here is what I mean that the entire these two parts specifically on Monday Night Raw didn't make sense to me. The ending of these two parts, like the right when the ending, like when Cody Rhodes was basically, like with John Cena hugging him and stuff, and then Cody Rhodes coming out and saving Sami Zayn, which honestly I thought Kevin Owens was gonna save Sami Zayn, but that didn't make sense. Which moves on to the next topic that I'm gonna be talking about right now.